Everyone thinks the Roomba J7 Plus is the ultimate set-it-and-forget-it robot vacuum, but here's the thing, it's not the suction that makes or breaks this bot, it's the stuff it doesn't touch. Pause. Yes, the self-emptying bin is nice. The app is slick, but the real story, it's how the J7 Plus sidesteps disasters that wreck other robots. I tested it for 3 weeks in a 1,200 square foot home with 2 shedding pets, medium pile rugs, and cable chaos. What I found flipped my expectations. It didn't wow me the way I expected, and then it absolutely did for a reason nobody talks about. Before we dive into what I discovered, quick heads up. If you're already convinced and want the best price, I've got a link below, but hang on because some of my test results were surprising and they might change how you buy. Here's the setup. I've been burned before. My last robot vacuum chewed a phone charger, smeared an accident, and left a line of crumbs around chair legs like a breadcrumb crime scene. I wanted the Roomba J7 to be the antidote. True obstacle avoidance, real mapping, and a base that actually keeps the dust out of my hands. We've got a toddler, 2 pet zones, a Christmas tree corner full of wires during the holidays, and a narrow hallway that turns lesser bots into bumper cars. Emotionally, I was skeptical. I wanted to believe, but I've heard the hype. Self-emptying is great, but I care more about not making a bad situation worse. So I put the J7 Plus through 4 rounds of testing. First, obstacle avoidance. The J7 Plus uses a front-facing camera with precision vision and iRobot OS to identify cords, shoes, and yes, solid pet waste. I set up synthetic training props for pet waste and scattered cables across my office. Over 5 runs, it avoided every pet waste prop without touching it and flagged the area in the app with a thumbnail so I could confirm. But then, on the cord gauntlet, it nailed most passes yet still kissed a thin charging cable once and spun it into the side brush before pulling away. It didn't eat it, but it reminded me, nothing is 100%. The POOP promise from iRobot is reassuring, and from what I saw, this robot earns that badge better than anything I've tested. Next, raw cleaning. On hardwood, I dropped exactly 50 grams of mixed debris. Rice, oats, and fine dust. After a single pass with edge mode, it picked up 46 grams or around 92% with a faint line near baseboards that improved on a second pass. On a medium pile rug with embedded pet hair, the dual rubber brushes and automatic carpet boost did well. It lifted visible hair cleanly, and there was minimal tangling compared to bristlebrush robots. But then I pushed it with heavier sand in the rug. It improved after a second pass, but this is not a deep clean monster like the S9 series or some high-suction LiDAR bots. It's good, very good for daily maintenance, but not the carpet excavator. Third, navigation and mapping. The first map of my 2-bed layout took 47 minutes. It traced straight, efficient lines and split the home into rooms intelligently. It suggested keep-out zones near the tangle of cords in my office without me doing anything, a subtle but huge win from iRobot OS. But here's where it gets interesting. This camera-based system needs light. In dim evening runs with the lights off, it still cleaned, but obstacle recognition dropped noticeably. With lamps on, it was stellar. In near dark, it reverted to more cautious behavior and missed some small obstacles. If you're a midnight cleaner, that matters. Fourth, the clean base. The J7 Plus automatically empties into an allergen lock bag that iRobot says can hold up to about 60 days of debris, and that tracked for me. At 4 full home cleans per week, I hit just over 5 weeks before swapping bags with 2 pets in the house. Emptying events are loud. I measured about 82 dB at 1 meter for roughly 10 seconds like a quick shop vac burst, and then silence. The base is noticeably more compact than older towers, fits by a console table, and keeps fine dust locked down. Ongoing bag cost is a real thing though, so factor that into your yearly budget. Now the discovery that changed my verdict. I went in expecting suction to justify the price. It didn't. What justified it was time saved by not causing messes. That's the J7 Plus superpower. In 3 weeks, it didn't once smear a faux pet mess or choke on a cord to the point of a rescue. It sent me obstacle photos so I could approve or mark them as safe. It learned that my dining chairs are a maze and adjusted passes to reduce pinballing, and it coordinated with a Brava Jet M6 to mop after vacuuming, automatic, room by room. Compared to LiDAR bots that deep clean carpets slightly better, the J7 Plus won my daily routine because it avoided the stupid mistakes that cost you an hour and a scrub brush. Too good to be true? Not quite. It still needs light, it's not the quietest on high power, and you're buying bags. But the sum of iRobot OS, dual rubber brushes that shrug off hair, and that front camera intelligence made it the least babysitting I've done with any robot. Now that you know the real edge is disaster avoidance, not brute force, here's the move. If it fits your home and you want the version with the clean base, grab the J7 Plus while it's discounted. I'll keep the best current price linked in the description. If you're on the fence, keep watching those prices, they swing. Bottom line, if you've got pets, cords, kids, or all three, the Roomba J7 Plus is the safest daily driver I've tested. It's ideal for mixed floors, apartments to mid-size homes, and anyone who values not having to babysit. If you want max carpet excavation, run in total darkness, or hate ongoing bag costs, look at the S9 series, a high-suction LiDAR alternative, or the Combo J7 if you need mopping built-in. Here's what nobody tells you, the J7 Plus isn't the strongest robot vacuum, it's the smartest at avoiding the dumbest disasters, and that's what actually keeps your floors clean.